I came here in 2016 and within a week of my arriving we were dealing with a suicide of an immediate ex-pupil, a student who had been here the year before, and that was impacted massively on our student population and on their staff.
We had a lot of kids presenting, with issues of depression, anxiety, suicidal issues, real tough kind of sort of stuff.
We managed that situation, and then we just kept on having things happening in our community that were impacting on our student body and on our staff.
And out of those conversations came the idea of having a well-being meeting that starts to really look strategically at how we really govern and look after the well-being of the school. And we have a clear system for looking out for kids who might be struggling and a process for how we intervene or provide support.
It's awesome to have representatives from the Naranga Awhina here today, so thank you, and for Jill from DHB.
We had a public health nurse in the school at the times. We talked to our local doctor. We're tapping into every community group we can.
We have regular meetings now every 3 weeks, so today when we have our wellbeing meeting you'll see this team of people that have now grown together, and generally we have at least 12 to 15 people sitting around that table with a common interest in making the very best impact for our students that are really at need in our school. We've then identified some key behaviours in using the PB4L matrix, which is the minors, the majors and the crisis, and working with the team to work out if it's in the minor category, what are the systems in place that we can do to support those students, to support the teachers as well.
So what is it you wanted to do when you left school?
I wanted to be a lawyer.
Ah, didn't know that about you.
Some stuff that happened a couple of years ago, and I bottled it up for about 4 or 5 years, and then it got to that point where I just wanted to let it go, and then the school supported me well through it and helped me move on, and Trina, she got me a lot of support and got me outside counsellors if I needed it. To this day, I still get asked how I'm doing and if I need to talk about anything, and I think that's pretty cool.
It's a bit like that, doesn't it?
The wellbeing booklet is something that they can either come in the morning, they can come at interval, they can come at lunch, they can come after school and check in with the teacher or the mentor that they've chosen, and just to make sure that they're okay. And it's a little, just using emojis, they can circle it and say, this is how I'm feeling today. And they can write down things, because sometimes that's the best way for some students to be able to share their emotions and feelings. The teachers in the school know they're on those wellbeing booklets. They don't know obviously what's being written in them, but that's not their business, but they know that they are being supported and they know who the mentor person is for that student.
It's looking after those ones who are not at the edge of the cliff, but really wanting some attention and some care before they get there.
So being part of this
We
group,
have two what we call kaitiaki haora, so those are our deans who specifically look after any of the concerns of Māori students. So we try to make sure that whenever we have any interactions, we have a way of putting a cultural lens on that. And they work directly with whānau who sometimes feel a little reserved at working with people with grand titles like deputy principals and principals.
A lot of our whānau were coming into kura, but were coming to us instead of maybe the other teachers. So we've just been able to bridge out that they can come in for everybody. So that's how Kaitiaki Hauora started. The wellness is using Māori practices. Everything's about hauora and who we are and connection to land and people. We're both not Waikato Tainu, so we have to be very, very mindful that we're connecting to mana whenua practices, which I believe that we do. We reach out every single time that we have any hesitation. And also our kids are really rich in their culture. They're active on their marae, so we try and use them as the experts in that too to lead us, which I think that they do confidently.
and the reward is when you see full circle and you see students here who are progressing and growing at the school because that connection's been made.
Probably key in all of this is our student council. So we have academic leaders and sports leaders and cultural leaders and arts leaders, and we have specifically our wellbeing leaders.
Basically our job is just to help offer more support in the school and what we think needs to be done.
Yeah, and really promoting the services that we have at school, so the doctors, the nurses, the counselling, and telling the kids that that's there for them and that they can go to at any time
Obviously, because we're closer to their age, we might be more approachable for them.
We've had one student that's been on our wellness register for quite some time, and she came in, she said, I think it's time that we can take that student off. She said, we have done everything and that student is just blossomed, and it's just wonderful. So that to me is success for that work as well.
Jenny's been through a lot of problems. She had lost a good friend of hers, but I think now Jenny's opened up now.
To see in the 12 months the complete turnaround with Jenny back smiling, happy, you know, a brilliant thing to see.
No matter what you go through, you're not alone. You got support groups and you got your family and friends that can help you. My family and friends and the support group helped me, and I became a better person.